Hello, here is a short course tour of how to navigate your way around EE 2305. You'll notice on the home page there are several just areas here that give you announcements or my instructor information or reference files, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But in order to actually access the content of the course, you're going to need to click on Content up here. The reason for this is because at the top of each week's module, there are instructions or comments or something of importance, and you can't see those if you use the other type of course navigation. So I chose to use it this way. There are in the Start Here module several things for you to do. There are some objectives and instructions. There is a video that tells you more about me. There's the syllabus, and then especially pay attention to the laboratory schedule, which gives you the face-to-face meetings where you actually have to be on campus. So you'll notice during the first 2 weeks here, there are no labs scheduled. That means you do not have to come to class or to campus. You do have to do the work, obviously. So labs don't start until week 3. And at the end of weeks 5, 10, and 14, there will be a test. So during week 6, during week 11, and during week 15 are the 3 tests that happen. And those happen during lab. Those happen in class, in person, during lab. The rest of the assignments, the lecture material, and the homework are all on D2L. The other thing that you should take note of is the fact that there are several things to go through, and you'll notice here there's a syllabus quiz, and you can't see that until you've gone through the information above it. So basically start clicking on stuff and go through it, and then the syllabus quiz will eventually appear. Below the syllabus quiz are informational type or reference type materials. So there are a few at the top that are course-based references, and then there are some at the bottom that are KSU-based references. So those are all for your reference, and those can also actually be accessed from the home page. If you suddenly need to know what 5 and 10% resistor values are, you can actually find them up here, and that will take you back to the course-related reference files, and also over here the student resources that will help you get back to there if you don't remember to go look in the Start Here module. Each week has a module of its own, and everything you need for that week is in the module. So I'm actually going to look at a sample further down. You won't get to see all the modules all at once. They will be released week by week. But I'm going to just use week 4 as an example because it kind of has everything in it. First of all, at the top, there is, again, some information just to help you sort of know what's going on during the week. And there are objectives, which if you want to know what the week's objectives are, there they are. And then below that, there is a lesson. And if you click on the lesson, that takes you to pretty much all of the lecture content for the week. There is an explanation of what's going on, and you'll notice that there are videos within, and the videos will tell you, kind of give you more information about each topic. And if there is some kind of weird mistake in the video, which usually is me saying something I didn't want to say, I will note it just above the video. There's not very many. There's just a couple, and it wasn't worth re-recording the whole video to fix that one little problem. So there will be a note at the top if there's something in it that might confuse you. The other thing is when you get to the bottom of a page, make sure you click Next to get to the next page, because some of the lessons have more than one page. The last thing in each lesson will usually talk about homework, and we'll give you some kind of explanation of perhaps different things that might happen during the homework or stuff you need to know. So that would be the lesson. And then If you have a participation assignment, which happens during the even weeks, that will appear also below. Most of the participation assignments are watching a video and making a comment. The week 2 one is not like that. It's actually an introduce yourself kind of participation assignment, but none of them are difficult. They just sort of involve topics that are interesting and related to electrical engineering, and most students don't seem to mind doing them too much. The laboratory exercises, once we start doing that, the lab exercise for the week will also be within the module, so you can click on it and it will show you the exercise that we're doing for that week. And then below that, if there is something to submit, there will be a submission drop box below it. You won't be able to see those drop boxes until you're in lab and have been assigned a lab group, but we'll get to that later. The last thing would be the homework at the bottom. The homework is set up as a quiz. There's a homework assignment for each week. They're not very difficult or long, but they are important. And they are designed such that you can do them up to 3 times. The problems will be pretty much the same, but the numbers are different. So if you repeat a homework assignment, you will have to go through and do the problems again, but they'll be the same problems. They'll just have different numbers to see if you can get them right. And at the end of week 5 and 10 and 14, there is actually a review problem set for you to review for the 3 tests that we have. And those just pull random problems from the homework assignments for that section and allow you to go practice them. And you can do that as many times as you want. It's not graded, so you can just go through and practice problems and prepare for the tests. The tests will be done during your lab time on campus. So during week 6, you'll notice there is not very much content because there is a test that week. There is a lesson, but it's rather short. And then there is no lab assignment that week. There's just going to lab and taking a test. Other than that, there aren't any major difficulties. You should be able to just go through the course and go from week to week, and pretty much everything you need is within each week's module. So I enjoy seeing you when we have our face-to-face time, and you can always email me if you have any questions whatsoever.